where I was right and where I was wrong. I hit on a couple things this past week, but I also was wrong on some things too. So here we go. The Panthers are due kind of a pesky game. Not like they're not due a win, but they're due a game to where they're just absolutely pesky. I said it would be this game. Atlanta coming off a very high emotional, intense overtime game Thursday night against Buccaneers. I said they kind of come back down to earth a little bit on this one. Kirk maybe takes a little bit of time to settle in the first half. It's a little bit low scoring first half. It's going to be neck and neck. And I was right. It was a one-score ball game up until 5 minutes left in the game. When a team goes through a high emotional game like Atlanta, Tampa did that Thursday night, it's almost like it's bound to happen that the next game they kind of come back down to earth. I really thought that the Jags would be better in London this past week. They got their doors blown off by Chicago. I thought maybe the Jags could win, and if not, they would lose within one score, maybe a field goal. But it was rough. That was really rough. I don't know what to think of it. I feel like Doug Peterson probably has the hottest seat in the whole NFL out of all coaches. His seat might be the hottest. This is one thing I did say was that if they lose to the Patriots this week in London, that Doug Peterson may get left in London. If they lose this week, Doug Peterson is gone. That's for sure. 11-1 and pending for the Monday night game, Bills at Jets, is going on right now. I took the Bills to win, but the Jets to lose within 3. I said that they would play fired up for their new interim coach. So we're still waiting to see what happens on that. But I went 11-1 outside of those games. I did not pick on the Niners Seattle. We had the hurricane come through, so I didn't even have time to think about that. I was focusing on other stuff. But by the time Sunday came, I was able to make all my other picks, and the one I was wrong was the Titans. I said that the Titans would beat the Colts coming off a bye. They would have extra time to prepare. I was wrong. That was a bad game. And I also thought that Anthony Richardson would be starting. Had I known Joe Flacco was starting, maybe I would have taken them. I think the Colts are a better team with Joe Flacco. I said that Dallas looks like they might just be average. They're not going to be all that. They had a horrible offseason. Jerry Jones is practically the owner, practically the manager of the team, and you don't want the owner to also be the manager, the GM. That is a recipe for disaster. And so far they're 3-3, and the prediction that I had them missing the playoffs looks like it could easily be true. I mean, they look like they're the third best team in their own division. What team in the NFC could you say that are definitely better than? Outside of Carolina in the NFC, what other team can you definitively say they're better than? They're not definitively better than anyone in the North. They're not definitively better than anyone in the West. You can say maybe the Rams right now because they're depleted, but healthy Rams, they're not better than. I think the Cardinals could beat them on any given Sunday. They're not better than anyone in the South other than the Panthers. And then they're the third best team in their own division. So they're definitively better than the Panthers and maybe the Giants, but even that game was close. So Dallas gave all their money to 3 guys, and they have no money to spare. They couldn't even afford Derrick Henry for $8 million. That is rough. And they are no longer contenders. They are out of the Super Bowl picture for sure.